Hi everyone and welcome to Shaluso. We're right here in Singapore in the Treasures of Time convention and I'm here with Jack Ho from RX8. How you doing, Jack?
Very well, very well. Thanks for having me here.
My pleasure, and we're here to talk about RX8 today, but first off, what have you got on your wrist?
I've got the Patek Philippe 5980 on my wrist.
Very nice, keeping it low key, I see. And I have my brand new Cartier Pasha C timer. I'll definitely be having a review of that soon in the next few weeks. And well, today we're here to talk about RX8, but first I wanted to get a bit of background. Tell us a little bit about how you got into watches in general.
Right. I think it may have to go back to my childhood. I brought up in a family. My dad is a mechanical engineer, so he's got a tool shed, and I've been brought up playing and watching him play with various tools. I shouldn't use play, but using various tools and construct things. So that's how I got interested in gears and stuff. And I remember, I broke one of the alarm clock when I was young, the mechanical alarm clock. That's how I got into, that sort of things, like most of the boys. And I got into watches until later on in my life when I actually can afford to buy one. That's how I, really got into watches then. And
what was your first watch?
My first watch, it was actually, I think, like most of your audience, it was a Seiko XKX. So it was a wonderful watch. You can play with it. So I bought a lot of straps, different straps for it, bracelet for it, and I played with the bezel as well. So it was a fantastic watch. I still got it.
And now, moving on to RX8. So for the people who don't know, what is RX8 and what does it do?
RX8 is a protective film that is specially designed for luxury watches, especially for Rolex. We have serious models for Rolex. It protects it from getting scratched. It's, luxury watches, it will be one of the most one of your precious investments. So we would like to try to protect it as much as we can. So RX8 is a film that protects your luxury watches from scratches and dents and stuff like that.
Okay, and how did you end up getting involved with them?
Right, so I got involved with it after purchasing my first Rolex, which is a Rolex Batman, and I'm sure you all know it's got a polished center link, and it's very scratch prone and very fingerprint prone. So I've been looking on the market for a product that I can do to protect my watch from getting scratches. So sure enough, I found one from the States. I got it. I put it on. It's very thick and very obvious. And after maybe a month of wearing, glue started to build up around the film and looks really ugly. So I thought, nah, this can't be the way to go. And then sure enough, a good friend of mine, started making this thing called RX8. I said, what the hell is this thing? And I said, can you send me a couple samples? And surely he did. And I tested it on my Batman, and surely it's magnificent. It looks wonderful. I can hardly tell it's on. I don't have to carry a microfiber to continuously clean it up, and keeps the shine. So I loved it. So that's how I got into it.
Yeah, and now you mentioned testing it, because we did a little test of our own as well with another video that we're going to show in a little bit. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You took a knife to a Hulk. like what gave you the confidence to take a knife, a screwdriver, and those metallic toothbrushes that we used to the clasp on your Rolex?
Right. So look, I thought, given that I'll be promoting this to my good friends, I have to put my money where my mouth is. So I need to test it to make sure it works. Like, trust me, I was very nervous when I did it. But my good friend told me, don't worry, I've tested with screwdriver, and if that works, you should have no worries. I thought, okay, if he has taken it to screwdriver, I'll level it up. So I take it to the screwdrivers, corkscrews, a knife, and metallic toothbrushes. And sure enough, you probably will see it later on films. It worked. I mean, we tested it, and there's some marks on the film. There's just some marks, and I remember he told me that the film also have a self-healing ability. So if you heat it up to about 50 degrees Celsius, it should heal itself. So luckily we did that. We took it to took a hairdryer, heated it up a little bit, we rub it, and sure enough, it all disappeared. And I was so glad I did it, and we captured it in the film.
Yeah, no, it was a cool experience. I was pretty nervous as well, but that's why I said, I remember I told you, because you were happy for me to do it. And I said, no, you can do it, Jack. I'll just film it. But yeah, no, needless to say, it worked. So what's the future for RX8? I mean, you cover most of the Rolex range right now. Are you guys going to be doing other brands? Or are you going to be doing other models? What's the future looking like?
Yeah, so currently it covers 80% of the Rolex models. We're looking at expanding it to cover all of the current Rolex models, and we have two for Audemars Piguet, and we're looking at expanding that range as well. And there's a few things on the drawing board. We have one for the Speedy, so especially for the Hexalite. So I'm sure the people who hate using poly watch to clean up the scratches will have one especially for the glass as well, and as well as a few for Patek Philippe. So, given the extremely expensive, I'm sure people would love to try and protect them as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Cool. And now, where can people get RX8?
Right. So they should be in your resellers. So we have a lot of resellers in Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia that stock them. You want to find exactly where, you can go visit our website or Facebook page. So our website address is jololuxurywatches.com, or our Facebook page rx8.nz or Southeast Asia.
Perfect. We'll put those links in the description below. And for the places that don't stock RX8 yet,
right.
If I don't have a dealer, or if I don't have a retailer who stocks it, what can I do? Right.
That's a very good question.
Because you guys don't sell online like direct to consumer yet, right?
Not at this stage, no, because it needs a little training to actually put these films on. So we prefer that we have our trained staff to put them on. So that was a very good question. I think you should, if you at a rare area where you don't have a reseller that stock them, make sure you show them the film that we have and tell them about us and get them to contact us to, they can send us an email on our website or on our Facebook page, and we can help, train them, and so they can sell it and serve you guys.
I don't suppose y'all are making an RX8 for the Pasha anytime soon, are you?
Maybe not yet.
Well, I had to try. In any case, Jack, thank you so much. Thank you to RX8 for lending in the watches that you're going to see in some of the next few reviews, and of course for letting us film, taking a knife to a sub. It's not something you see every day. And so do make sure that you check out their links below. Check out RX8. If you have a Rolex or if you have a watch that has a lot of polish on it, it is actually really cool and you can barely notice it. And of course, give us your comments. Let us know what you think of RX8. Let us know if there's any suggestions you may have in terms of how they can improve or what you would want to see in a protective film. And of course, if you like the video, please do like it, share it. And if you want to see new watch content every week, then make sure you subscribe to Shaluso as well. Jack, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure too. Thank you.